So these are the diaries of a goat farmer, and I'm back today. Last week I didn't do a video, but this week I did. So these are our kids. Can you see how good they're looking? I'm so pleased to say that of all the 24 that we received, we have 24. None have died. None have been sick. So the kids are really doing well and they're looking good. These are F1 kids. Can you see now they're rushing towards their mothers? Their mothers are coming back, and there is just so much pandemonium, each one looking. And the ones that do not have kids just go to the main shed by themselves. You know, that's they now know that the ones that with kids they come here, and then the ones that don't have kids just go up. Can you see them walking by themselves, going back to the main shed? So yeah, and that one at the back, I think I'm not sure what's going on with that. So I'm sure the foot is injured. So we'll definitely check on that. So yeah, so these are the goats. Each one is looking for its mother. Each one is suckling, and yeah, we are so happy with this kind of arrangement. And the goats now know. So the one that we're chasing out there, it was lost. It's a young doe that doesn't have a child and that doesn't have a kid. So it was here, so we chased it out. So yeah, so they're feeding. So what we're actually feeding them, guys, is lucerne. So lucerne is very good. So we mix the lucerne with monkey bread, and then we also mix it with crushed maize. So the food has got carbohydrates. It's also got protein, and it's also got a lot of roughage because goats, they need roughage to digest food. So all that green stuff that they eat, they need to have roughage. So this is the food that we are making, and we have not had a problem with milk. All our goats have actually been breastfeeding nicely. We've never had to actually supplement milk or anything like that because the diet is good for them. They're getting enough and they're producing enough milk. So the diet is critical for farming. If you give your goats adequate diet with enough protein, then there won't be any challenges. So I'm happy to see that even in this shed, can you see it's quite clean? Um, you know, the guys are actually keeping it tidy, which is important to prevent diarrheal diseases. So yeah, so these are that's what we made. Remember last week I was telling you we wanted to make some feeders because some goats were going in there, urinating in there. So once we've elevated them like this, the goats are no longer doing that. So the mothers can actually just eat nicely. And the kids, I saw them also eating from here. They're actually able to eat. And it's good exercise, especially for the kids when they have to stretch to actually eat food. So yeah, so we are quite happy with that. So the goats, they look good. And though we put several of these feeding points, can you see there's another one there? That's the second one. And on your right, there's also another one. And then on the left, there's also another one. So we have 4 feeding pens in there. But we have about 20 adult goats in here. So it seems as if they are not enough. We might need to actually increase them. Can you see the baby? Can you see the baby? The kid is actually trying to suckle there. And all these kids are F1s. So remember what an F1 is. It's when you cross a pure boer with a local. The kid that comes out there is the first generation. Is the F? It's an F1, which is the first generation. So when you then cross that kid with another boer, you then get F2. So the idea is to get all the way up to F4, then F5, then you are now back to the pure boers. So that's our plan. So guys, one of the most important thing is diet and nutrition. Make sure the goats are actually eating well. And yeah, make sure that your goats are actually eating well, because if they don't, they won't produce milk. And if they don't produce milk, it means that your kids are not going to be healthy, and when they're not healthy, it means that they're going to be dying, and when they die, um, you lose revenue. So for us, we are so happy that this is our first time, this is our first batch of kids, and we thank God that everything is going on well at the moment. So we really thank God for that. And then the young guys at the farm are really doing a good job. It's so important to have good management on the ground, to have guys that are honest, to have guys that have that vision, guys that are able to actually feed them and actually take care of the goats. So, yeah, so it seems to be happening in this case. Oh no, can you see what's happening now? Ish, the because the goats have been trying to feed there, they've all put their heads through the wire. So this one is struggling. I can hear it crying. So the guys are on hand now. So let's see. Ish, can you see it's so bad? I mean, these are the small things that can actually kill goats. So this is an emergency. So everyone is now on deck trying to free this goat, because if we don't, the goat will just die. It just takes, minutes for a goat to die like this. And this is one hazard that we hadn't even anticipated. And I think we now have to make sure that we prevent this from happening again. I thank God that this happened while we were here. Otherwise, we would have lost several goats here. So she seems to be fine. She seems to be walking back fine. Yeah, so now we're just going to modify the feeding trough so that no goat can actually put its head through that side like what happened before. So we just thank God for that we were here when this happened. Otherwise, it could have been a disaster. So we've just learned something new there. I mean, I was glad I was there and I could capture it on the camera. So when we're designing these feeding troughs, I think we have to be mindful that goats can actually try and all put their heads through one space. So yeah, after that emergency moment, we are now back to to normal. So we thank God for that. So now it's just time for us to just check. One of the areas that I want to look at is actually inside where the kids are sleeping. Remember, our kids, they don't sleep in the main with the main flock. So let's just have a look where the kids sleep. And one of the things that I need to look at here is the issue of cleanliness. Is it clean enough? And as you can see, it's clean. That's the kids' foot that's loosened. And let's see where they sleep. Oh, brilliant. I mean, that looks clean as well. So the guys are doing a good job. I'm quite happy. So the next thing is I just want to weigh our pure boar, because we've got some pure kids there. So let's just see how much they weigh. So this is after 1 month, 2 weeks, so 1.5 months. So let's just put it up and see. So you can see, so that's about 12 kgs, 12 to 13 kgs, I think. So yeah, so we are happy with that kind of weight gain. So we are hoping that at weaning stage, which is in 1.5 months time, it will be more. So today we actually gave all these goats, the kids, pulpy kidney vaccine, the first shot, and we'll give another shot in 2 weeks. Can you see that after all that pandemonium, there's now peace and tranquility? The mothers are resting, the kids are resting, everyone is eaten, and it's now time to digest that food now. So, we're happy with that. And this is now the main flock, or the remnants of the main flock. I've just gone up the farm, and you can see we have about 7 pregnant goats here that will deliver, and then we'll start the cycle again. They will then move to the maternity. And in this side, we're preparing a special place for the kids, for our weaners. So basically, the main flock, the mothers will be able to see the kids, but they won't be able to breastfeed. So it will be physically disconnected but still socially connected. So that's what we intend to do. I'll show you when we do that. So I went down to the garden, put our small veggie garden there, and the vegetables seem to be growing well. And soon the guys at the farm will have fresh vegetables for them to eat. So with that, it was time to now go back to Harare. So I started driving back out and then stopped by the side of the road. There were some oranges that looked very good. And yeah, my daughter always loves this. So we bought two. That's $1 each. So that pack is $1. So we bought two. And then can you see the scenery? So that's $1 each. And then that is also $1. I was surprised. They sold, that's a sweet potato. It's very nice. You can make sweet potato chips with it, or you can even just boil them and eat. So we also got that for $1. And there was so much competition there, everyone wanted to sell. And then we also got some tomatoes for $2. So yeah, so this guy was also trying to sell his sweet potatoes. But yeah, so the total cost of everything that we are buying there was $5. So we got 2 pockets of the oranges, 1 pocket of sweet potato, 2 pockets of tomatoes, all for $5. And it was time now for us to just head back to Harare. So yeah, so guys, thank you so much for watching. And these are the diaries of a goat farmer. We are coming to you from concession in Zimbabwe, which is close to Harare, and we're just on the highway there. So thank you for coming. Remember to subscribe to our channel. And these are the diaries of a goat farmer. Thank you and bye.